Are Kabam covering up for massive cheaters in Battlegrounds, and are they getting compensation and rewards after being banned? We look into a very hot and spicy topic at the moment. Kabam Mike is alive after a rumour this week that he died, apparently. We look into that. We do arena predictions, as Kabam Zibiit seems to be no longer with Kabam, so a bit delayed. They're going to have to happen on Friday now. And it looks like Knull will win the Cosmic vote for the Titan Crystal Pool. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the MCN, the Friday edition.
Hold on. Oh, would you rather be sat on by the blob or stepped on by Thumbelina?
Thumbelina? Ain't she that small thing?
Yep. I'd have to go with the blob. He's big, but so squishy. It'd be like being wrapped in a giant bean burrito.
I like burritos. Now, if you're not subscribed to the channel, we've got to push to 70,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So please subscribe. Subscribing is absolutely 100% free to a channel, and, you know, can support, you know, just by hitting, you know, when a video comes up, go support it, notifications on, that kind of stuff. Follow on Twitter. You can find me on Twitter. I'm on TikTok. I'm on all social medias. In any case, we're going to get right into the show. So, I like to, funny enough, this thread was called RIP Kabam Mike. And the weird thing about this was, I think it was like, yesterday, I saw this thread pop up, and it was like, just heard the news on Global. Oh god, you know it's going to be a classic when the first line starts off, just heard the news on Global, and then from a trusted source online. I think this is the thing is, I read this first, I was like, this is funny and this must be a joke, but it's like, it gets worse. Do you know what, if it was the next line was vouched on Reddit, I think then vouched on MCOC Reddit, I think it would just be like, I would laugh my socks off. But it's just at the news on Global, then from a trusted source online, gutted, sending thoughts and prayers to the family and loved ones. Don't know how Kabam are going to handle this in terms of bringing attention to it, but I'd like to wish them the best. I can imagine that this would have been a massive impact for those Mike has worked with and interacted with in a day-to-day life. Rest in power. And it's like, yeah, it's like this was a joke thing, by the way. I can't imagine anybody. I mean, like, this person's been banned, and it's probably been banned for a reason. We've seen a few people that have just been banned off the forums as a result. And it was who was the source? Trusted source at Kabam. Right, okay. Trust me, they're going to announce it sooner or later. Just gutted that this has happened. Honestly, that we'll mention this because it's. I mean, it's not funny to joke about these things, but it is funny because you just think, why are you doing this? I think you feel sorry for the person, the reason that they're kind of like just making it up. 4 hours from now, anything could have happened. Please do a little more respectful whilst we wait for more information about it. This is definitely, there's a point that like, it just, like, someone even got a response back with, good thing we got the apothecary. I think then people like, obviously kind of grasp this it's a bit of a joke. And like, Kabam, was it? Yeah, like, I think Kabam Mike is like, just like, this is news to me. Like, he's alive. He lives, as Diarto says. Yeah, that was a thing. But what is also a thing is also not a thing, because things are science-based champions, and this is all about cosmic-based champions. And it looks like, based on the performance thus far, that Knull is going to be your next addition to the Titan pool, which you can see at the moment the voting is just under my face, or just to the left of my face, is Knull outright 52.1% of the vote, Xerxes 19.1%, Medusa 16%, and lagging behind is King Groot with 12.8%. I think I get people on this one. Look, here's the thing: if you didn't vote for King Groot, I get it, and the reason I get it is because certain ones of these champions are going to be more appealing, because awakening them up heavily is going to be a bit of an ordeal when you get like a 7-star for the first time. And let's face it, unawakened champions that don't require any kind of awakening, that can be just straight ranked up, are more appealing. Definitely get that. And I think it's why Knull is kind of like out there right in front. Xerxes, I mean, other than that, it was like, I don't know if Kabam... Like, the difference is with this, I think if Kabam didn't put in the likes of Knull and put in something like, yeah, any kind of cosmic that's not a top-rated cosmic, then maybe it would be seen as a bit fairer. The same way that it's been great for some of those Mystic votes and other ones, because champions haven't led it. It's been a case, it's been close. Who'd think Juggernaut would beat over Spider-Man Supreme? I know a lot of people like Spider-Man Supreme. I know a lot of people that like Juggernaut, including myself. So that felt like it was more kind of an equal kind of vote. But in any case, it is what it is and looks like Knull's going to be the winner. Okay, now on to our big spicy topic of today. Now this is something that I've watched for a good chunk of time all through this week. And it's been something that I've wanted to make a video on, but I had to make sure that we had enough information. We also had Kabam's side, not just the player side, and also other bits of info. If you remember recently, there was a ban wave within, you know, cheaters with arena bots, but also when it came to Battlegrounds, it was kind of like a kind of double-pronged attack by Kabam. But it was kind of like a big bone of contention as to some of those banned players being able to keep said rewards. And, you know, there's been like, you know, things like most recently here, like, you know, Big Blue says, if so, in regards to inactive compensation, did the banned cheaters receive these? There are steps being taken to retrieve these items, question mark. Just seems counterintuitive to let that stand. If so, it'd be great to get more info on this. It's already a shame these cheaters are allowed to collect rewards in competitive content in the same seasons they cheated in another game mode. So, you know, talking about that arena bots thing, arena cheating a moment ago. Would really hope that the punishments aren't reduced with oversights like this one seems to have been. And of course there are other content creators out there that have made videos on stuff. There is stuff that lacks context, but there is stuff that is basically, well, you could say this may point to some sort of like cheating, proof of cheating, or proof Kabam haven't banned, or they have still given rewards to said cheaters type situation. There's a lot to take in from here, and there will be an end point to this, or the point we might have to kind of come back to, is that you may not be able to trust some of the info being provided, and at the same time you may not be able to trust Kabam. And that's something that, you know, the problem we have as players. Like, we have to put some trust into Kabam to run the game effectively, efficiently, and fairly, which sometimes it's very much seen the case. And at the same time, we've got to trust players to not cheat, and also the developer not to, and to punish those people that cheat in any respect. And over the weekend, Kabam did kind of like address some stuff, or from the weekend, because this thread particularly blew up. We'll kind of like cover this in a second, go over how it started. But Kabam Jack said this thread really gained some traction over the weekend. It's Monday and the day is just starting, blah, 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 blah. What I can say is absolute certainty, there's not a package sent explicitly to players who were banned. There have been numerous comps and packages sent out in the past weeks, including one that welcomes back inactive players who have not played in a lengthy period of time. It is not welcoming back cheaters after a ban. If I had to guess, that's what's being discussed completely without context in this video. So whether or not, you know, what Kabam are basically saying in response to something that may have been taken out of context and proportion is that there's, you know, some of these rewards that players have got back or got whilst kind of coming back to the game may have been something like, thank you for playing the game, return back to the fight type ones. We've covered this in the past when it comes to that situation. And of course, one of the questions would be like, okay, some of these cheaters, like, were they able to get these packages? Because it kind of feels a bit weird, doesn't it? Because it's like, well, you cheated, you were off for a length of time, and then it's like you are then allowed to come back and be welcomed back with this kind of like nice little gift. If that's the case, like, it's not nice. If you're banned, you shouldn't be encouraged to come back. Well, I know Kabam see it like in a different way, but you know, this is where these permanent bans need to ramp up on this. And of course, people can create new accounts to start cheating the next season, but it's tackling those people that are explicitly using one specific account to have ill-gotten means. Like, and again, as Big Blue asked, like, will these people be getting Alliance Wars Season 42 rewards and Battlegrounds Season 8 rewards? Because in theory, they should not get that, and those rewards should definitely be stripped away from any player that cheats regardless. I mean, it's something that we've talked about. You know, I got tired for, you know, just talking about this for like 6 seasons. I think I didn't mention it at all like throughout this season because I just get bored of repeating the same thing when it comes to stuff that Kabam aren't doing, or maybe only now starting to do. When it comes to this situation, and basically situation across the board, is trust, and that's always a difficult one. There's not many people that would fully trust in Kabam when it comes to elements of how they deal with cheaters, banning them coming back and keeping their rewards. And that's obviously a bit of an issue. You can't say concurrently as a player. Well, I find very few people that will go like they wholeheartedly trust in Kabam to kind of like, you know, make a fair ecosystem within a competitive space or competitive mode within, you know, Marvel Contest Champions. And that's something that we may have an issue with when the Battleground Brawl is released. And there are situations even now that I've seen. I can't verify any of this 100%, but again, there's always rumor and there's information. Marvel Contest of Champions leaks on Twitter did post this here. Now I'm going to hide away some of the names mentioned because again, we can't 100% verify a lot of the information. I'm still waiting to see some kind of like response on this that kind of gives an impression of, okay, well, this particular player that finished at this particular score and these players on the board are ones that have been flagged up as being banned. And it's like, again, time frame for this. Were these banned legitimately, illegitimately? So Kabam made a mistake and banned someone by mistake, or are they a good player, or are they a cheater, or are they just flagged and it's a case that they'll be banned at some other point? But yeah, as I said, like, I just don't know at this point. And these details, by the way, if you're going to go and search stuff up, this data is only, as it says there, it's relevant as the 21st of June. So all of those numbers, ranks and scores would have changed. So this is why I'm not kind of like going, okay, well, it's going to be definitely this person, definitely this person. We have to 100% verify this stuff. But yeah, it could be a case that there may be banned people that have been flagged that haven't been removed at all. But here's the thing, it's still a case that regardless of where they are on the leaderboard, they may be subject to be banned at a later date and not get the rewards. I don't know. Again, that boils down to the trust in Kabam banning those people, Kabam or trusting Kabam to remove the rewards, Kabam trusting Kabam to go like, right, well, we'll remove those rewards. You know, there's lots of things and elements to this. And brief, that was a bit of a sticky dissection to kind of go over all that particular info, but it does bring everything round circle to how we were at the start of the week with what we knew info-wise. But as I said, it's up to you how you look at this particular story, the lies, the bans and stuff like that. Are they actually lies? Can you trust in Kabam for dealing with these situations? That is something that is down to you and you alone about your opinion on the matter. Right, so now we move on to arena predictions time. Now I'm gonna have to do these, I think these on Friday, because I don't know, I think Kabam Zibiit left Kabam, or maybe he was like one of the people that was let go in the layoffs recently. So yeah, well, we're gonna like do these on Fridays, I think, in future. And what are my predictions? Now, if the time is good, it does mean that we'll have better arena results. Now, if times are bad, then these results will be higher. Of course they will be. So I'm going with predictions of 40 mil for 6-star Cable, maybe upping that to 50 mil. Again, iffy one with that. Cable's a 5-star, 25 mil, could be a little bit lower, but 25 mil I think is going to be it. Especially with a recent Doctor Strange arena going in a similar way. Possibly, but it is a champion that goes well with Apocalypse. It could be a lot more effort going into it. King Groot is a 6-star, 22 mil. I think that's a given with that one. Probably a little bit less because the champion requires the Awakening and higher mass signatures. The 5-star version, 12 mil, but to be honest, that could be a lot lower. Could be 9 mil. Do you know what? I'll even stick my neck out here and just say I'm downgrading that to 9.5 mil. Why not? Because that's what I think it's going to be. We'll have a look at the results on Monday's MCN. Thanks again to those that support the channel as a YouTube member and as a Patreon. Also those that support on twitch.tv/RichTheMan live. And there may be one other video today, which will be about looking over 1 week in the future and July 4th deals predictions. But in any case, check out some other content located on screen right now. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.